Welcome to 3-week workshop on programming in C++. In this video, I am going to explain the concept of destructors in C++. So I think in previous videos, we had a discussion on constructors. We know that the constructors were assigning a value for the data member, means assigning the value for the data member, so that whenever means the constructor is invoked at the time of object creation. Same way, we need some kind of an actions for when the object goes out of scope. It means that if the object goes out of the scope of the lifetime, then sometimes we need to take some actions. So in this situation, we can go for the destructor. For a simple example, if you work on the particular website to work on session management, if you are trying to close it and it shows that whether it is a reload it or not, or maybe that is the values are not possible to restore, can you continue like that? Then it will ask some questions. So the destructor is one of the possible way to indicate that if you are in out of scope, so that the data you are not able to detect the previous data. Like that, if you want to make some warning messages when the user gets out of the particular action, then you can go with a destructor. So normally it is near similar to this destructor, a constructor. It's a class name and function name is same, but here you have to use this symbol before the class name indicates a destructor. Only one destructor is allowed for every class, and it must be a default constructor. It won't take any parameterized constructor. And also it will be invoked automatically once if the object goes out of scope, and it must be defined only within public section, and it invoked automatically. You don't need for any explicit function call to invoke destructor. Okay, let us take a simple example to so that how that it will work. So hash include iostream.h. I'm going to define the header file. Include conio.h. I'm going to create a one class for doing a concept of destructors. So I'm going to create an object for this one and screen. So assume that just I have only destructor. You know the destructor means the title symbol is the name of the class. So I'm going to say that I'm going to destroy. So now the destructor is returned. So just you can compile this. So that is errors. Sorry, forget to put a semicolon. And also it must be defined only in public section. Okay, wait for that errors. Destructor is not accessible. So we know that the destructor must be defined only within the public section. Now you are compiled because the destructor must invoke automatically once after it goes out of scope. So just to see that if the object reaches the corresponding scope, for example, I am going to press F7. Now clearly to understand that, see that once the object goes out of scope, then automatically the destructor method invoke. Out of scope means that it reaches the end of the curly brace. That is the meaning of the lifetime. Here not reaches the gets key. For example, if I'm going to create one more object here, and I'm going to use the curly brace for a grouping. So now it goes to out of scope, so that just we can press F7. So once it automatically goes out of scope, so that it invoke 2 times. Just see the output. I'm destroying it because there are 2 objects I have. For example, so here I'm going to use some printf statement. So I am inside of the main. Already one object gone. So just I'm compile. No errors, and I'm going to run this. See that I am destroying now. Inside of the main, already one object gone. Then if you again come out of that, I'm going to, I'm going to destroy now. Because even for sample is, once it reaches this end, then automatically invoke the sample. Automatically invoke this destructor. In some situation, we are expecting to print. For example, if I'm going to come out from that this Gmeet, it shows that the name of the user left the meeting. So I'm going to create a one name variable name. So I'm going to define a constructor to assign a value. So you know that for a unique user, everyone having, everyone have a unique name. So one system, if you are using application, it must have only one name at a time. So that I am going to copy from local variable name to from the instance variable that is called data member. But for that, it is a string concept, so that we need a string.h. Include string.h, so that instead of this here, I'm going to print it name. So left the meeting. So just I'm going to compile. Actually, there is an error because we are using the parameters default constructor, but above we are defined only the parameterized constructor. So here I'm going to say Arun. Now you can check it. Is there any error or not? No error. So for clear understanding, just I'm using /n here. Just to compile. Just I'm going to run. The first one, Aaron left the meeting. So then see that Karthik is also left the meeting. So because whenever it reaches a curly brace, the object will be invoked. Thus you can trace the execution. It's easy clearly to understand. So normally this is an object is created, so constructor will invoke. So it calls the parameterized constructor to assign the value to a data member. Then again, now the curly, here we are defining the scope that it is curly brace, so that the object S1 will be allowed only within this curly brace. Once it reaches the end of the curly brace, it means that the scope goes to end. So that it will call the method, means automatically it will call the constructor. Then immediately it will call the destructor because it reaches the end, because the curly brace is reached. See that it's very easy to understand. So now it's over. And then it go for the method inside of the main. See that once it reaches the end of the main function curly brace, so then only the lifetime of S will be goes. So that means the lifetime of Karthik object goes. So it will invoke it. So it will print Karthik left the meeting. So now you can check in. It will display like this. So that for a destructor, you can't see the object name, the last, the name of the object, the last line of your output, so that you can use the output screen previous or the screen once the execution is over, then you can see all the output. But normally if you are running, it won't show the last answer because the getCH is before the curly brace. So in this situation, the object Karthik, the object Karthik still inactive. So normally if the curly brace is reached, it means that the scope is limited up to this, so that it reaches the end of the curly brace. It means the curly brace only the constructor will invoke. Clear? So this is the way the concept of the destructor will work for deallocation of memory. See that all the reallocation of memory is automatic. So that before deallocation of a memory, we have some alert to the user that this the object is going to the outer scope, so that you want to do any active stages or not. So if you want to do some active action you need for this means deallocation. So for that purpose, you are getting concurrent from the user that whether you are going to close the object or not. Means whether you are going to deallocate the memory or not. If you are pressing yes, it means that the memory is deallocated so that the content everything will be removed from main memory. Clear? If it is no, again still it's in our applications. So this is the way the concept of destructor to be worked in any kind of object-oriented programming language. So by using a destructor, we are alert to the user that object is goes out of scope. So please do some actions, whether if it is you are willing to close or not. So the destructor play a major role for user interaction applications. Thank you.